in the silent darkness of the Perseus Arm, where stars flickered like dying embers, the Varaxi refugee fleet drifted damaged, broken, and terrified. Captain Acheron stood at the observation panel, her exoskeletal fingers trembling. Behind her, thousands of Varaxi civilians huddled in dim-lit corridors, silent and shell-shocked. Their homeworld, Seja, had burned in green plasma storms, the work of the Zaroon, a race with no face, no demands, and no mercy. The Varaxi had called out to a dozen allied empires for help. Only one responded, Humanity. And they hadn't replied with diplomats or donations. They had sent the 14th Deathworld fleet. The name alone had been terrifying. Deathworld was a classification used by the Galactic Accord to label planets. So hostile, no known sentient species could survive there for more than minutes. Earth was one of them. And humanity had not only survived there, they had thrived. When the first human ship, the dreadnought Indomitable Spirit, dropped out of hyperspace, even the Varaxi crew flinched. It wasn't beautiful. It wasn't sleek. It was a floating, armored sledgehammer scarred, radiation stained, and bristling with weapons that didn't just kill. They erased. From it emerged Admiral Kira Volkov. Transmission from the humans, the comms officer chirped nervously. Play it. Harin ordered. The human admiral's face appeared on the screen, angular, expression hard, eyes that looked like they had never once blinked in fear. Her voice was calm, almost bored. Varaxi vessel, this is Admiral Volkov of the Terran 14th. You asked for Asylum. We're here. Stay close. We move now. There was no ceremony, no welcome speeches, only orders. They obeyed. As the fleet moved, the Varaxi saw how humans operated. Every Terran ship was a weaponized ecosystem. Engines that could rupture planets. Troop decks holding genetically modified super soldiers in cryo, drones with quantum AI swarms. The Spirit alone was said to carry 3 black hole warheads. Just in case. But the strangest part? Humans laughed. Even while preparing for war, their crews joked, cursed, and sang like chaos was a comfortable old friend. Harin couldn't understand them. She was scared. So she sent a formal request to speak with the Admiral. The answer came back in one word. I. The command deck of Indomitable Spirit was colder than expected. No gold, no carvings. Just metal, data, and war readiness. Volkov stood at the center, arms crossed behind her back, flanked by soldiers in exo armor. You wanted words? Volkov asked. Harin bowed. We are ... grateful, Admiral, but confused. Your people ... your fleet. You don't seem afraid. Of the Zaroon. Volkov raised an eyebrow. Should we be? They ... they consume entire stars. Your ships can't what? Volkov stepped forward, her boots heavy. Can't fight back? Can't turn a black hole into a bomb? Can't rewire their AI into eating itself? Harin stared. You've done these things? We do what we must. Volkov leaned in. Understand something, Captain. Earth taught us to survive asteroid impacts, superstorms, viral plagues, megafauna, and each other. You think the Zaroon are terrifying? Earth doesn't care about fear. Earth is a training program from hell, and it forged us in agony. Why help us then? Volkov paused. Then she said, because we remember what it was like to be prey. The Zaroon came 3 days later. They didn't speak. They just arrived tearing space open like wet cloth, a storm of dark matter vessels flowing into normal space. The Varaxi fleet panicked, trying to scatter, but the humans held them in place. Let 'em come, Volkov growled, standing on the bridge. All hands, red status. Show these bastards what Deathworlders do. And then it began. The Varaxi watched from their bridge windows. Where their ships had only fled, the Terran fleet charged. Missiles screamed through space. Kinetic rods punched through enemy shields. Human ships dove between Varaxi civilians and the invaders, taking hits meant for others. And when the Zaroon tried to board, they met the Terran Marines. Footage later. showed a 1.9-meter human soldier slamming an insectoid Zerun warrior into a bulkhead with one hand. Another tore open enemy armor with an arc saw and a grin. One squad, led by a soldier named Vasquez, painted kill marks on their armor mid-fight. 2 hours later, the battle ended. Zerun ships in full retreat. Human losses, 9 dead, 32 wounded. Zerun, hundreds of vessels shattered, thousands lost. Varaxi, 0 casualties. The Varaxi people had watched. They had seen the next day. Thousands of them gathered outside the cargo bay of Indomitable Spirit, heads bowed. They weren't afraid anymore. They were in awe. Admiral Volkov walked among them. One child stepped forward, a small Varaxi girl. Offering her family crest, Volkov knelt and took it. "You're safe now," she said. "Welcome to the fleet." Epilogue. Centuries later, when the Terran Varaxi Alliance stood as the bulwark against cosmic horrors, history would remember this day. The day prey sought refuge in the jaws of the predator and found something more terrifying than the XERUUN.humanity. A species that had turned survival into art. A species that had made a Deathworld home. A species that, when others fled, charged forward.